Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 18 of Big Time Reality TV. My name is Andrew Kirk. You guys can find me on Twitter at CSUA and my blog is bigtimerealitytv.blogspot.com. Today I have, once again, helping me out with all the interviews. I definitely appreciate her for helping me out all the time. It's Morgan McAdam at Morgan_McAdam. How you doing, Morgan?
Hey guys, Andrew.
And today I'm definitely glad to finally get this lovely lady on. We have you first saw her on Are You the One season 1, and she's one of the 4 that have made the crossover to the challenge. It's Brittany. How are we doing, Brittany?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing really good. Loved watching the first episode of the challenge.
Yeah, I'd say you guys killed it.
Yeah, we definitely killed it. Adam and I had a really good time, and looking forward to the future for sure.
So I want to let everybody know who's watching. You guys can ask Brittany anything using the hashtag AskBrittanyMTV on Twitter. First question I always ask, what made you, we're going to talk a little bit Are You the One before you get in the challenge. What made you try out for Are You the One?
Hold on one sec. Oh, Ryan. Ryan.
Who's this?
Ryan,
Ryan
what's
just
up,
got out of
dude?
the shower.
Hey.
How we doing, man?
Yeah.
Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Ryan's like not
Hey.
naked right now. Say hi, everyone.
Got me the towel.
This guy.
What up?
Oh my god. Go
Well,
brush your teeth and then come
I'll
back.
be back. All right, bye.
He'll be back. Let him brush his teeth and he'll come back.
Do you want me to repeat
That's
the
what we
question? Were you a little bit distracted?
Yeah, I didn't even know what happened.
What made you try out for Are You the One?
I would say what made me try out for Are You the One was the fact that I am not that great at relationships. I tend to not be able to find the right guy for me, and I'm really picky. So I figured, you know what? If I could find a group of matchmakers to find my perfect match, and I don't have to do the work. So maybe my future husband will just land in my lap.
And then you find out your perfect match is Joey, who I've talked to before. Great guy, does a ton of good stuff around his community. I definitely love that about him. How are things with you and Joey?
Joey and I currently are really good friends. We try to keep in touch here and there, whether it be through social media or FaceTiming. Joey actually currently has a girlfriend. I know he's very successful and killing it right now, so good for him. Props to Joey if he's here watching. Yeah, so him and I are just good friends, and that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, I was definitely amazed when I had him on during the season. That he does like so many things, like a realtor. He does personal training. I was like, wow.
Yeah, Joey is very well-rounded and a very successful person. I think that's part of the reason why him and I were a perfect match, because I have my hands in a little bit of everything, and so does he.
So, last question regarding Are You the One? I want you to clear this up because we saw you on the reunion, which aired like about a year ago. You said you met Adam's family, or talked to Adam's family. Like I think
everything revolves around Adam and I.
Yeah, I think you told me about this, but what really happened with you talking to Adam's family? Because I think you said they misedited that.
All right, so everybody keeps asking about Adam and I understand that it's a big topic, especially because him and I are doing another TV show together. I just want to clarify, I never met Adam's family. Never once did I meet them. They actually live in Virginia, but to this day, his family still contacts me, and again, it's just like light and fun. Like, congratulations, Britt. We follow you on Instagram and Facebook. They contact me because they watch my hosting that I do. So it was just more on the fact of his mom saying, hey, I apologize for the way that my son reacted on TV. He actually really is a great guy. I love you, and stuff like that. So it's pretty much all it was. Her and I would talk here and there via social media, and same thing with his sister and the brother and whatnot. So again,
Adam's a tool.
you have Ryan in the background yelling that Adam's a tool. So whatever, long
Yeah,
story short, we do still stay in touch, but it's very light, it's very fun, and it's more so them congratulating us and loving the fact that Adam and I are working together again. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So last question. I'll let you ask some questions, Morgan. When you went on this challenge, it was you, Adam, JJ, and Simone. What was the reception like between you 4 and the Rear Worlders? Were they welcoming, or were they a little bit standoffish?
Being 1 out of 4 to be from Are You the One, not only are we rookies, but we're coming from a different TV show, made it very difficult. You'll see throughout the season, especially Adam and I, we get scapegoated a lot, simply for the fact that we are a tough team. We are highly competitive and athletic. So you guys will see that throughout the season. Yes, the Real Worlders did not take us in very well. I did make a lot of friends, but a lot of people did not particularly like Adam. You guys will see that throughout the season as well. But I became really good friends with Jenna Campono from Real World Explosion, Johnny Mannion. She's from Real World Cancun, and she's done multiple seasons of the challenge. And also Nani Gonzalez is one of my best friends. I love her to death. I actually have a note up there. I should rip it off the wall, but I kind of don't want to. She wrote me a really awesome note, and I have it hanging up on my wall. She gave it to me after her. I can't give a information, but she wrote a note to me before I left.
Go ahead, Morgan.
I can't hear.
All right, so I was gonna. Sorry. No, I know I was on mute. So what was your first reaction, kind of going in there and realizing there was only 2 teams from Are You the One? Were you, did you watch the cast? I guess, like, how did you prepare yourself mentally and physically going in Canada, I guess?
Physically, I prepared myself. I like to stay healthy and fit anyways, so I ate really well. I mean, I do that in real life anyways, but once I found out I was getting on the challenge, I focused a lot on trying to get into doing puzzles and whatnot, and physically preparing myself and mentally preparing myself. Once I found out that there was only going to be another couple from Are You the One, I tried just to stay as focused and calm as I could, because me stressing out wasn't going to get me anywhere, and I knew being in a house with a bunch of veterans was going to be pretty crazy. So I just went in there with the mentality, you know what, I got to get in there, kill it, and they're either going to like me or they're going to hate me, and either way I'm here to compete, so let's get it done.
Mm-hmm. Now, they did something a little bit weird as far as the first episode goes. They had all the rookies come out, the 2 teams from Are You the One, the 2 teams from Explosion and Avery. Like, did you guys, seeing Adam and seeing like all the other Explosion couples, you pretty much knew what the format was, right?
To be honest with you, we didn't really know that it was going to be Battle of the Exes until we actually got out there and TJ mentioned it to us. But yeah, after seeing the cast and who was around us, we kind of started to get the idea that, you know what, it could be Battle of the Exes, and that's pretty much just how it happened. You kind of just start to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Morgan.
I was gonna say, did you watch previous seasons of the challenge prior to coming on the show?
Yeah, I mean, it might sound kind of weird, but I wouldn't say that I was a crazy fan of the TV show, but I did grow up watching both the Real World and the challenge, and it was such an honor to be asked to be on the TV show. So yes, I have seen previous seasons, especially the Free Agents. I watched a lot of it. There's Ryan again.
Hi.
So, long story short, yes, I have watched previous seasons of both the World and the Challenge. It was great to be a part of it and to get to know these characters off of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know anyone prior to coming onto the show besides like Simone? Did you meet anyone at appearances or whatnot, or at the clubs around?
Yes, actually, I was good friends with Jay. Him and I had done a couple of events together previously out in New York. And although I hadn't met people like Nani and Jenna, just being in the whole Real World family, some of us had been in touch, either whether it be through phone or social media. So yes, the MTV network, although it is very big, it's actually very small because a lot of us do become good friends, whether it be keeping in touch in person or through the social media network. So yeah, it was great. It was great to meet everybody.
Mm-hmm. So as TJ announced all the teams, I always ask this for all the challenges. When you saw all the teams lined up, who did you think was the biggest competition in your mind?
That's funny. I knew I was going to get asked this question. I actually answered it the other day. My biggest competition, honestly, I thought that CT and DM were my biggest competition, just because they've been around for a while. They've been killing the MTV game, and just knowing that they have such a strong relationship they were going to be a team to be reckoned with. Them and also Nani and Bananas, because we all know Bananas, he kills it. He's probably the man of the challenge other than Mark Long. So him paired up with somebody as crazy and competitive as Nani, dude, I was so scared. Those two teams were my top two teams that I was freaking out about.
And then second part of the question, who was the weakest team in your opinion?
The weakest team, I mean, not to crap talk them because I love them to death, but I would say out of everybody there, possibly JJ and Simone, only because just me personally knowing Simone, she doesn't really care that much to like be athletic or do her thing. She's more of like fluffy and likes to do her own thing and not really work out and stuff. So whatever. So JJ and Simone, I would say were probably the weakest team, maybe going into it. But you gotta watch them because they actually do pretty good.
Yeah, I was impressed by them, and I thought they were gonna have miscommunication issues because they always did on the show. And JJ was actually very supportive of Simone in that first round. So I was very, very surprised.
Yeah, I got surprised too. I mean, like I said, they did well together this season. I'm just saying, when I first walked out there, seeing the teams, knowing that most teams were veterans, I was thinking to myself, they could possibly be the weakest team.
Yeah.
But I'm also not saying that they didn't perform well, so you just have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys arrived in Panama, did you guys have any kind of political strategy? You know, did you have any strategy going into it, like how you were going to go about getting in these alliances and dealing with people like Wes and, you know, the way he plays the game? Did you guys have an agreement in some way?
To be honest with you, I didn't have too much strategy going into this game. I just kind of went in there with the mindset of, hey, I'm going to do my thing, stick with Are You the One for now, but I'm the type of person that's very personable and likes to have fun. So right away I started to try to make friends with people, especially my roommates, because I got to roommate. In my room, it was me, Simone, we bunked up together. Then you have Nani, Jenna, Janae, and Jemmy. So all six of us were in one room, and I became really close to them. And then right next door to my room was all the veteran dudes. So I was kind of put in a good predicament where I got to know, because I'm kind of like a tomboy, the guys got along with me and would like all work out together and stuff. I didn't intentionally try to play that social game. It just naturally happened because same type of deal in the Are You the One house, I just happen to get along with everyone. So it ends up sort of working to my benefit, I guess, but not really. You gotta watch the season.
I gotta ask because I'm.
So yeah, to answer your question, we didn't really have any strategy. We just did our thing.
Yeah, I gotta ask this because I said this on a recap that I did with a couple friends of mine. One thing I would love to see, and I mean I know you can't give it away, would be you having your eyes on someone else. Because I know if you had your eyes on someone else, Adam wouldn't be happy about that. Was there anybody? You don't have to name names, but is there anybody that you're like, oh, he's cute, I want to get to know him?
To be honest with you, I wasn't that attracted to anybody in the house like that. And another reason for that is I was there to compete. I didn't really want to get involved with any of the guys emotionally, especially how things ended up in my first show where like I got completely taken out of the game and how it was just a crappy situation. I didn't want to get involved with anyone emotionally or physically on this TV show, and you guys will totally see that. You're going to see a different side of me, and I think people are going to appreciate that. So yeah, I didn't really care for anybody, and actually, believe it or not, most of the guys in the house had girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are wifed up, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you thought was like attractive in any way?
My boy right here is. Who do I think is good looking? CT. I mean, he's repping Boston all day. I got my Boston pen right here. I love CT. Zach is actually really good looking too. He has the body of a G.I. Joe. You guys probably heard first episode, Jenna and I talking about him. You guys will get to watch their relationship unfold on TV, which is cool. Yeah, a lot of the guys are attractive. They all have great bodies. A lot of them are in shape. Can't really complain. MTV knows how to pick them. Hot chicks and hot dudes. You can't complain.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we always get intertwined with everybody.
What was your I guess how was your relationship like, you know, with Adam going into this? Were you guys still like, you know, I don't know, like give us an update on what your status was going into the competition and if you guys were like seeing eye to eye off the get-go. You know?
The dynamic between Adam and I is totally different on the show versus Are You the One? Going into the season, him and I had a lot of patching up holes to do. We'll put it that way, I guess. Going into it, we didn't really talk that much. We had a lot of animosity towards one another. But you'll see throughout the season that him and I, since we're forced to work together, that our friendship starts to build up. And it's actually a good thing because now him and I can actually have civil conversations on the phone. I actually just got off the phone with him a little while ago. So it was almost like this TV show was therapeutic for me because I got to sort out all my issues with him and develop a friendship, and that's kind of ultimately what I wanted. So
you got Ryan. You
guys will get to watch that.
You got Ryan around because I want to ask him a question real quick.
Ryan's right here.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey,
Andrew,
so so what? How are things with you and Adam now? Because we saw in the baby shower special that you guys had a falling out. Are things cool with you two now?
Yeah, we did have a pretty big falling out. To be honest, we haven't really spoken, so I can't tell you where it stands on his end. But so we haven't really resolved much conflict. The last time I saw him, he was calling me a pussy on national television, so that's where it stands for me. You know, I don't really have the highest opinion of the guy anymore.
Yeah.
I always give people like a really good shot, but
It surprised me because I remember you were on a friend of mine. I know both of you guys have talked with Ashley, and you and Adam were on one of her interviews. So I was kind of surprised when I saw the baby shower special that you guys weren't friends anymore. It was a little bit of a bummer.
yeah, it's always a bummer when friendships don't work out. I'm really easy to get along with, and I feel like so is Adam. He's a pretty passive person. It's just I don't know. He's not a good friend, not a good person for me to have in my life. And there's a lot of things that built up to that point, but it's a bummer. You wish you could be friends with everybody, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, so I'll ask both of you guys this, and then we'll continue with the challenge. Who are you guys still close with from the first season of Are You the One?
Obviously Brittany's like
I stay in touch with
girl.
Yeah, I stay in touch with Ryan the most out of everybody.
But outside of Britt, I'd say it's easier when you're closer to them in proximity because you can actually meet up. And so the people we've been getting closer with live here in California with us.
Oh yeah, like Wes and Dylan and Shanley. We just hung out with them.
Dylan and Shanley live together, and we see Simone every once in a while too. I
keep in touch with Ashley. Like her and I will either FaceTime each other or chat on the phone. Try to keep in touch with his match, Jess, here and there. She's a great girl. Has a lot going for her.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, I talk to here and there only because we have to, but I don't really. Yeah, like I said, Joey and I will speak here and there. For the most part, everybody is off living their lives and doing their own thing and realize that TV's over with for them and they don't want to live life.
I gotta be honest. I talk to Ethan and Amber
more
often than not. I've been keeping up with them in their baby situation. It's been really cool to have new friends and a new life like that, So them I try to keep up with as much as I can. As much as they would want me to. You know what I mean? They have a life to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're happy for them, their baby.
Yeah, outside of
But everybody's doing really well.
Yeah. Outside of Ryan, Brittany, who are you hoping gets called to do the next challenge?
You asking me who I hope to get called for the next challenge?
Besides me.
Besides Ryan.
Oh. For the next challenge, I'd like to see definitely some more people from our season. Season 1 of Are You the One? Hopefully a couple of the top people from Season 2. And you want me to specifically name names or what?
Yeah, go for it.
I would say based off of a casting perspective, they're going to pick people that make for good TV. And I just know that because I've been on TV for a while now. And for Season 1, if they're going to do it, it should be somebody like Ryan, or obviously bring Adam back, maybe have Scally because he does bring the fire and he's very good on TV, and he's also competitive and athletic. I know he has a bad knee, but I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. As far as girls from my season, I don't really know who they would ask back because, like I said, a lot of them either don't want to be involved with TV anymore or they just don't care to do the challenge. So I don't really know if any other girls would agree to do it, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Shanley, maybe.
Yeah. Shanley actually would probably do it. She
Yeah.
might be the only other girl from my season that would be openly willing. Now that Amber has a baby, Jess kind of has her boyfriend and full-time job, and same thing with Paige and Kayla. They're kind of just working on their own lives. As far as season 2 goes, I would see Brandon being on the show, possibly Christina, maybe Jess because she likes to bring the fire, maybe Bree. Leighton and Dario.
You have to bring Leighton on. You have to.
Leighton I think would be a great asset.
You would be. I don't know. I don't know if you'd get along with any of the guys.
Which would be great for TV, though.
Yep.
He would get his ass kicked.
That's so true. From our TV perspective, they want the drama.
Yeah. Did you guys talking more? Are you the one? Did you guys like the season 2 twist with the 11th girl?
You want to answer it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that. I didn't know how to think of it at first, but after I got to know the 11th girl, I loved it. Because Christina's just a sweetheart. She made you love the idea of the 11th girl because, she was the perfect one. The perfect sweetheart for it. If I were in the house, I probably would have figured it out mathematically and just leave the 11th girl out every time, and then it's kind of factor in the game. But from an entertaining standpoint, that probably wouldn't have worked too well. But so I liked it. It was a nice little simple twist. Yeah, I liked it. Spiced it up. You got to have something different in this kind of game show because there's so much going on in that. You don't want it to get repetitive and stale. So, good, jolly good for the 11th girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely good. My answer is pretty much similar, so I won't.
Christina's such a sweetheart, though. You can't, even if she was the 14th girl,
Yeah, we're both really good friends with Christina, so we can't. It's kind of like a biased opinion, I guess. But they're actually coming to visit us next week.
Yeah, in the weekend.
Our friends are coming up. They're coming up.
Yeah, the Goon Squad.
Christina
the Goon Squad.
The Goon Squad's coming to visit. Tyler and I went to go visit them last weekend. We were in San Diego.
Yeah, Tyler.
Hey,
Brad and his friend.
Do you know Clash of Clans?
No.
Yo, Clash of Clans is obsessed.
Oh, it's the greatest game. Christina and I play it together online every day.
You guys want to see my MTV holiday card that they sent me?
Oh, you guys got a holiday card? Oh, awesome.
Where are your onesies?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Morgan?
So where are the onesies?
The onesie? I have a video of me and Simone shaking our butts up on Instagram. It's a cool little red onesie.
Who's this? Hi.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Hi. All right.
So the first challenge, you guys have to do going like 500 feet in the air. What were your emotions through the challenge? Were you nervous, excited, anxious? How are you feeling going into this first challenge?
I was actually pretty excited because I'm the type of person where I'm ballsy and nothing really scares me. When I found out that it was going to be involving heights, I was pretty excited. Adam was shitting bricks, like he didn't want anything to do with it, so I was kind of his motivation to be like, let's go. It was cool. They woke us up at like 5 a.m. that day. We took a private plane from where our house was, and we went into...
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. Into the city, and we looked up and we were like, oh my god, we're about to tightrope across these skyscrapers right now. And none of that's trick photography. None of it's fake. Crap you not, we were 40 stories or whatever, tightroping across these skyscrapers with no net. Yes, we did have equipment on us, and we got checked and all that. It was very professional. But if those things ever snapped, we would be dead.
Yeah.
So it's all very real. It's not photoshopped. All I hear, I remember Adam being on top of me, holding that rope, and me just hearing cars honking and people like looking outside because I think we're in an apartment building or something. People were hanging out the windows, like videotaping us, probably thinking, these stupid Americans, what are they doing? Like they were hanging out the windows like this. Like, what are they doing? It was pretty intense. It was a good experience.
But I must say in 26 seasons, they haven't had an accident when it's been a heights challenge, so I think your odds are pretty good right there.
They almost had one. That was a long time ago.
They have a whole team there. They suit us up. They check our helmets and our gear, and They're very professional. I don't think they would let anything bad happen to us.
So,
did you think it was funny how Adam was actually afraid of the heights? Did you think it was funny that he was, kind of being a puss about it?
Yeah, it was pretty funny actually. Adam is the type of person, but I give him credit. You know what? He was afraid, but he still went up there and he did it. So I have to give my partner credit. He didn't really complain. He was just like, Britt, I'm not too happy about this. I'm terrified of heights, but you know what? I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna do it. So I give him the credit, and I'm not gonna really crap talk him because he did pull through and he did a good job.
what went wrong on that first challenge? Because it seemed like a lot of the teams really. It seemed like it was a very hard challenge, and I don't doubt that one bit. But what happened with you guys?
Honestly, I don't really remember because everything happened so quickly. It's like you just step out and you're walking. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we didn't have any communication. The communication just wasn't there, and for whatever reason, I personally think that I just got scared, like holding the rope, and I felt like I wasn't on balance enough. So I just kind of like started to walk, and once I started to get wobbly, I was like, oh my god, dude. I just let go, and that rope literally wrapped around my arm, and I had a huge bruise from like hair to hair for like 2 weeks straight. And that drop, I remember just like looking down, I'm like, oh my god, dude. See, I don't really know what happened. I think it's
What team were?
just losing my head.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, what team were you most impressed by that actually made it across?
Who am I most impressed by? I love
like after during the challenge.
I would say who impressed me the most were JJ and Simone. Simone completely shocked me. Although you don't see much of their clip on TV, she was out there for a good, I would say, 10 minutes, trying to drag JJ across to get further. But I think what happened, once you hit a certain point on that tightrope, if you didn't have enough, I think the word is velocity maybe, or speed, you couldn't make it over a certain hump. So she was like stuck there saying like, what do I do? And I think you see part of that with CT and DM when CT's like moving his butt up and down like an inchworm. Because like I just mentioned, once you hit a certain point on that rope, you can't drag your partner anymore. Because think about it, we all weigh like 100 pounds and our partners weigh like 200 pounds. So we can't move them. So I was very impressed by Simone and JJ. They killed it. And I loved watching CT and DM. The veterans, dude, I loved. Like, it was just so weird, like, being there with people like Johnny Bananas and CT and DM just because they're like the faces of MTV. So you're, like, competing against them, and you're kind of, like, fangirling at the same time, which is a little awkward. What up, Nani? It was hard for me, too, because they put me up against Nani and Bananas. Like, not only is this my first challenge, and I'm doing something terrifying, but you're putting me up against two of the best people in this competition. So they definitely did that on purpose, I think.
So, I gotta say, the comment Simone made before going to the challenge, she was like, it's not that we have to go to a challenge, it's the fact that we have to go up at like 5:30 in the morning or something like that.
Oh, she said that in the show?
Yeah, she said that in one of her interviews. It was typical Simone.
Typical Simone, I know. But not every challenge did we have to get up that early. I think it was only because we literally had to get up, eat breakfast, get suited up, and we had to take an hour, I think it was like an hour-and-a-half bus ride to the airport, and then we literally had a plane to ourselves, which was pretty dope. It was like a 45-minute plane ride into the city.
So, most challenges, and I don't remember if they said this on the show, was there a time limit where, like, if you guys didn't make it across in a certain amount of time, TJ would have blown the horn?
Hold on, you guys kind of broke up, but was the question, was there a certain time limit?
Yeah, was there a certain time limit to this challenge? Because most challenges do have a time limit of, like, if you don't complete it, they just blow the horn.
To be honest with you, I don't really remember for this particular one. I don't know if there was a time limit or not.
Yeah.
I don't think so, though. Simone, like I said.
I think it was frozen.
What was your favorite, Brittany? She here?
I don't know. I think you're frozen, Brett.
I think she's frozen. Are you
Exile.
frozen or is she frozen?
No.
I'm confused.
I mean,
Can you hear it? Can you hear us, Brittany?
yeah.
Okay. It was just a little bit of technical glitches real quick. Were you gonna ask something, Morgan? What's going on with Morgan now? Were you gonna ask something, Morgan?
I can't hear you guys.
Oh no, I didn't have a question. I was.
Okay, so yeah, Wes and Teresa won, and what were, and you guys unfortunately had to go to the dome, and what was going through your head? Were you how give me a percentage how positive you thought that it was going to be, in Dustin's words, you are the one versus you are the one.
I thought very highly that it was going to be Are You the One versus Are You the One.
I am the one!
Just because we were rookies and they didn't really want us there, and we were from a different TV show, so I was actually pretty shocked when we ended up going in against a veteran team. And although it looks like I'm very confident in that first elimination, I'm actually not. Like, I remember sitting there, I had to pack my bags, and I was so bummed out because I wasn't ready to go home yet. And I remember I got an awesome pep talk from Nani and Naya, and they were like, Britt, you got this no matter who you go up against. Like, you want to be here, Adam wants to be here. And because of them sitting me down and, like, having a pep talk with me, they gave me so much confidence to go out there and kill it, because before that I was like, damn it, I'm going home. And you'll actually see that throughout the season, like the veterans coming up and like giving me pep talks and stuff, which was great.
Mm-hmm. So did Wes, I mean, we didn't see it, but did Wes Wes or Teresa come up to you and Adam and be like, we're not putting in Simone and JJ, we're going to go for a vet team? Did they tell you that? Or were you guys surprised when TJ announced it?
I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember just because so much happened. I was there for like 4.5 weeks. So I don't really remember if he came up to us or not, or if it just happened, but I'll assume that he did come up, because Wes is the type of person that he likes everybody, for the most part, to know what moves he's going to make. He doesn't care. He's usually very open about it. Like, if you've seen in episode 1, he straight up goes up to Johnny Bananas and says, yo, dude, like, I want you to go in, but I'm not going to put you in. So I'll assume that he did come up to us, but I don't really remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really don't remember.
That's Wes's political strategy. He does that every challenge. He always tries to, say he's going to throw in Johnny, and then he doesn't, because he makes the strategic move instead of the mental move that he wants, to get revenge. But that's just how he is in the competition.
Yeah, definitely. Wes is
But I give it to you.
Player.
Mm-hmm.
But I give it to you and Adam. That was a great performance in the elimination round.
Thank you. It was a big win for us, and you guys will see throughout the season how him and I continue to work pretty decently together.
Mm-hmm.
How long after when Jess and Dustin were eliminated did you guys find out the next day or whatever about the whole exile twist or whatever?
Honestly, I'm not gonna give too much information out about Exiled. I'm really not gonna talk about it just because no one really has any information about it. So I'm gonna leave that portion of it out. I'm just gonna say for the viewers and for you guys that are watching, it's definitely a really cool twist. And keep watching the season and find out more information about it. I just don't want to give it out because MTV will probably snap my.
Yeah.
But keep watching. It's really a cool twist, and you guys will enjoy it.
So last question, then we'll play a little game.
Yay!
You were a part of 4 rookie teams. Did you feel like you wanted to have Simone and JJ's back as well as the Explosion cast? Did you guys have a bond like that?
With the rookies or just with Simone and JJ?
With the rookies, like you guys in Explosion. Did you guys bond with that? Be like, we have each other's back. Rookie takeover.
Believe it or not, it wasn't really like that. I didn't really look at people as rookies versus veterans, because when I walked into that house, I just although people didn't really necessarily want me there, I guess because I was a rookie and competitive, I became friends with a lot of them. So I don't really know how to explain it. I didn't really have to create an alliance with anybody. It just naturally happened, and yeah. I mean, I was there to support obviously JJ and Simone, and I became really good friends with Jenna, and I was already friends with Jay. So me just coming into the house, I was put in a really good position and became friends with people, and it didn't really have much to do with rookies and vets, from my perspective at least.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what I want to do now. Go ahead, Morgan.
Oh, I was going to ask if you were able to bond with DM and Knight before their tragic passing. Did you kind of develop a relationship with any of them?
Yeah, it's actually a really touchy subject. DM and I became pretty close, although she was only there for a short period of time. She would always sit down with me and give me words of advice and encouragement and give me her perspective, being a veteran. Same thing with Knight, dude. He was so funny, like probably one of the funniest people in that house, and you guys will totally see his story unfold. Yeah, him and Jemmy together, dude. Him and Jemmy together are straight up like.
Did you guys watch
water
their
and vinegar?
Werewolf season?
What?
Did you guys watch the original Werewolf season? Like how crazy they were together?
I need to go back and watch it because those people are psychotic.
Yeah.
Both in real life.
What I want to do now, Brittany, is we have so many cast members, and I play this game with some of my guests. It's called the Name Game. Morgan and I will throw out names, and I want to know what your opinions are of certain individuals.
So you're throwing out random people from MTV, and I'm
from the Battle of the Exes too.
Okay, I was gonna say because I don't want to talk about like Kim Kardashian or any of these people.
So, okay. Morgan, should we start with the guys or girls first? I'll let you pick, Morgan.
Go with the girls.
Okay, so let's start with Are You the One? What was your relationship with Simone? Was it still how it was in Hawaii?
Yeah, actually, Simone and I were really good friends. Going into the house, we stayed in touch. I actually went to go visit her last year. I stayed with her for a couple of days in Atlanta. So her and I going into the house already had a strong bond, and I think you see in episode 1 I say something in my interview where I straight up say it would be heart-wrenching for me to go up against one of my best friends in the house. So you definitely see that in episode 1. Simone's a good girl. Although she brings the fire and she's a little crazy, she only does that to people that aren't loyal to her. So if you're on her good side, you're on her good side. And if you're on her bad side, get the hell out of the room. Straight up.
Another one that I've seen a lot of pictures of you and her on Instagram. Seems like you guys have became very good friends. You and Jenna.
Oh my God, I love Jenna. Jenna, actually just got off the phone with her a little while ago. Jenna and I bonded very well in that house. I don't know, we probably because like we were 2 of the youngest girls in the house, so like we would paint our nails together and hang out and have fun, and we were the ones that whenever we went out at night, we would be the ones dancing together and talking about guys and talking about our exes, and we just bonded very well together, and I'm happy that her and I became really good friends.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and throw out a couple names, Morgan.
What about how about John A? Did you get to know John A at all?
Ooh.
Yeah, John A is a great girl. What I loved most about her was that she would sit down and she'd be very real with me and be like, Britt, this game is very political. Watch your back. Sometimes people might try to be your friend, but sometimes they're not. And she would try to keep me focused. Like she would have talks with me. She's a very real person. Her and I have been hanging out a lot since I moved out to California. She's a great girl. She's very down to earth and genuine, and I'm very happy to have become friends with her as well.
I gotta ask both of you guys, how gorgeous are her eyes?
Oh my God, dude! I had such a chick crush on her. I actually just told her that the other day. She in real life is breathtakingly beautiful because she's mixed. And I remember the first day I walked in there, and I was like, "Holy shit, this girl is drop dead gorgeous." Because I love exotic-looking people. She's on point. I have her hat actually with me. She wrote me a cute little note in it.
Hey, Johnny's hot.
Johnny's hot.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of fun, a lot of communication stuff going on with her and Zach. I can't wait.
Wait, what
I
happened?
have a feeling that those two are going to have a tough time communicating in these challenges.
Zach and Jenna?
Zach and John A. as partners.
Oh, Zach and John A.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a lot of trouble in Paradise. You guys got to keep watching to see their crazy story unfold, but it's funny. You got to just watch it.
What about Sarah?
Sorry, you guys are breaking up.
Sorry. What about Sarah Rice?
What do you guys want to know about her?
How was it meeting Sarah Rice?
Sarah Rice is a cool girl. Her and I we didn't really spend too much time together, to be honest with you. You'll see throughout the season that her and Jordan are kind of really against Adam and I. I hope that they play that up on the TV show, but they were kind of rivals of ours on the season, which made it pretty difficult because both of them are crazy veterans. So you guys will definitely have to watch how my story unfolds with Sarah and Jordan. Again, I don't know if they show it or not, but I just don't want to talk about it because it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Morgan. Drop it.
What about Naya? What about Naya? What did you think about
Naya?
Hurricane Naya? What was it like living with her?
Naya actually, although I didn't spend too much time with her, because the way the rooms were set up, there was like a top floor and a bottom floor, and I spent a lot more time with like the veteran dudes and the girls that were in my room. Naya was upstairs, but the few times that we did get to spend together, she gave me a lot of good insight, both from the competition perspective, and we were talking about her life experiences and her being on the challenge. So overall, I liked Naya a lot, and she's a great competitor. So meeting her was awesome also, and her teammate Leroy was really cool as well.
Yeah. From meeting her, do you feel like she gets a bad rap on these shows?
I don't know. I guess she does get a bad rep sometimes, but then again, we all do. Like, I kind of have a bad rep from Are You the One? I'm looked at as some crazy, clingy, psychotic girl, when in reality, you guys are going to get to see a different side of me this season, which you guys already saw from episode 1. Although I can be a little crazy at times.
Yeah, that's why they cast you, right? You gotta have a little.
These TV shows allow us to show good sides and bad sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good, bad, and the ugly.
You can keep going, Morgan. Throw a couple more out.
I don't know. Did you get to bond with Teresa at all, or was she very was she kind of left out of the group, or because she's pretty much disliked by a lot of the castmates.
Wes and Teresa, they actually spent a lot of time with the rookies. I think their whole, and you actually hear Wes talk about it last night or during episode 1. Their kind of game plan was to, hey, you know what? There's a lot of rookies here, so we should make friends with them and get them on our good side because when it comes to the political game, we want them to have our back. So it was very smart on their part to think that way. I did get an opportunity to get to know her. She like Naya, would sometimes give me pep talks before either a competition or going into a dome, kind of like the other night. So I do appreciate people like Naya and Teresa developing a bond with me.
Let's throw 2 more, and then we'll name a couple guys. Let's go with the other explosion lady, who I really have grown to love a lot. Been on my show before, Haley. What was it like getting to know her?
Haley's a very sweet girl. The dynamic between her and Tom is very cute. I honestly think that someday they're eventually going to get married. They have such a great friendship, and they're just so cute together. It would be a damn shame if they don't get married. But yeah, I loved meeting.
Frozen again, I think. Brittany, you're frozen again, unfortunately.
That or did it cut out?
Yeah. Can you hear us now? Okay, well, you're good.
I can't show my answers. I like to give detail. I know, but I should shorten it.
Can you hear us again?
What?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, you're talking about Haley, and then it cut out like the middle of the way through.
Well, I was pretty much just saying that the dynamic between her and Tom is really great. They have an awesome friendship. And me getting to meet her, she's a really sweet girl. I didn't get to have the chance to get to know her that well, but she's a really sweet girl.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a few that we left out, but I think that's enough of the girls. Let's just move on to the guys. I'll let Morgan go first.
All right. What are your thoughts about John Jacobs? What did he bring to the? Did he bring a lot of entertainment and fun to the challenge cast?
Yeah, JJ is a great guy. He did bring a lot of fun to the cast when we weren't competing or doing something crazy and manipulative, because that's how this TV show is. He would sit down and he would tell us funny jokes and get the crowd pumped up and give us some entertainment. So JJ brought a lot to the table when it came to entertainment for the, I almost just said the Are You the One house, wow, to the challenge house.
I was a little bit worried about him. I'm not gonna lie, because he doesn't look like he's as strong and as athletic as some of the other guys, like Leroy, like Zach, like Bananas. I was a little bit worried. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have a random question. Oh, but yeah, I was gonna ask if the challenge house is similar to the Are You the One house as far as like the stuff that you were limited to, like as far as phone usage or whatever, like having to keep yourself busy doing random stuff. Was it like similar in that sense? And
The Are You the One house, people ask me the difference between it. I would say the Are You the One house was more of a fun experience. We had everything, it was more of like a party and people hanging out and doing crazy cute challenges versus living in a house where it's like a mind game, a physical game, a strategic game. The difference in the two houses, we had a bigger gym obviously in the challenge house. It's because we were preparing to be mentally and physically fit.
And you guys had more beds.
We didn't have as many fun things. Like, we had basketball court in the Are You the One house. We had more fun things to do in Are You the One versus the challenge. But I think it's because they're more focused on the show, and I applaud them for that. We didn't have as many distractions, I guess, in the challenge house as we did in Are You the One. And it totally makes sense because they wanted us to be focused on the game, focused on competing, and that's it.
And the biggest difference from those two houses is there's more beds, right?
More what?
Than just more beds, because I know on Are You the One they just have like one big old bed.
Oh yeah, we all have our own bunk bed in the challenge house, but we all do live together, so it's kind of the same situation, communal living.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the dynamic.
I apologize for the fans. I haven't actually asked any questions from the fans. At XDM102, going back to the girls real quick. What did you think about Avery?
Honestly, I don't really have much to say about Avery just because I honestly didn't really spend much time with her.
Pretty cute.
I mean, I don't know. Her dynamic with Johnny, it was very awkward because they didn't really get along too well throughout the season because they had a harsh breakup. Yeah, her and I didn't really develop a friendship because, like I said, it was very split between the top floor and the bottom floor. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We have like our own clips, pretty much.
Yeah, that's probably how the challenges and all these reality shows are. I've talked
I have nothing bad to say about her. Just didn't really get to know her.
Yeah, I've talked with so many of you guys from Are You the One, The Real World, and the challenges, and they always say it's like high school, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah. Back to the guys. You mentioned that you met JG before. What was it like being with JG on this challenge? A good friend of mine.
Being with Jay?
Yeah.
It was interesting being with Jay. I don't know if they're gonna play it out. They probably won't. But he tried like making out with me and stuff on the show, and I was just like, dude, I want nothing to do with it. But him and I had fun together. It was cool to see him and actually hang out outside of being in New York or Boston or whatever. But yeah, we had fun together. Jay's a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
A little crazy, but
Oh yeah.
He definitely messed up his relationship with Jenna.
Morgan and I know firsthand. We had him on a Spreecast, and he said a lot of stuff that Jenna saw, and she was like, "Oh, that's definitely not true." She hit me up. She was like, "Oh, if you want to hear the true story, let's talk." It wasn't pretty, but
Oh man.
I'm rooting for those two.
Yeah, you guys will definitely like watching
They're a
them
good
compete
team.
together. Sure.
They're a good team. I'm definitely rooting for those two. The other explosion male, Thomas. I was like meeting Thomas and being in the house with Thomas.
Again, same type of deal as it is with Avery. I didn't really have too much interaction with him. I can give you information on Johnny Bananas. The dudes that I talked to and hung out with the most in that house were Zach, Johnny Bananas, Leroy, Johnny Riley, like the actual veteran dudes. I spent more time with them than I did with the rookies, and I don't know if it was intentional or what, but it just happened that way.
That's a good thing, because if you get called back for another one, there's some allies right there.
Definitely. I was on the right floor.
Yeah,
They're good dudes.
What was it like actually meeting, like, you know, people that are so synonymous, like Wes and CT and, you know, Johnny? Like, were they like everything that you've seen on TV in the past, or, you know, were they a lot cooler in person?
I would say they're a lot cooler in person. I mean, again, being on TV, you only see a small snippet of who we are. But you get to actually spend 24/7 with people like that. You get to actually know them and who they are and their personalities. For example, Johnny Bananas, one of the first things we did when we walked in that house, I think they show a quick clip of it on the first episode, but he actually goes in there and gives us a huge speech, and he says something like, "I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, and I'm an MTV Challenge survivor." And that whole speech actually lasted for a good 5 minutes, and he got us all pumped up, and it was great.
Yeah, he's done that for the past 3 seasons, and now it's hilarious.
So awesome. I love it, dude, because he just like sets such a good tone for the house.
Yeah.
And it's great having him there. I really enjoyed meeting him.
Yeah.
What's that?
Uh-huh.
858. That's probably.
So yeah, what are you thinking about your Are You the One castmates, Ryan, being on the show?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
You want to ask Ryan a question?
What do you think about the 4 on the show? Are they do you think they're gonna show you guys show the show well? Do the
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's great. I think it brings, you know, another branch of the MTV family into a really cool competition show. And of course, I'm biased.
Phone really quick.
Go for it. Of course, I'm biased because, you know, it's my show. Original cast members. I'm rooting for them. You know,
wow.
I love them. Brittany, obviously, I'm rooting for. You know, I love seeing Adam on there because it's fun to, you know, root for someone to fail. But then again, if Adam fails, so does Brittany. It's complicated. But yeah, and like, I know there's going to be some people who don't really like appreciate, you know, bringing in, you know, someone outside of the real world. But I think if you want to root against them, it makes it even more fun to watch. So, but for me, I'm really proud of him. I'm really excited for him, and brings a new life into a show with predominantly, you know, older cast members. So I think it's a good thing, and I hope I get the chance to do it someday, because that's something I think I'd really excel in.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely would like to see a bunch of you guys get on the show. One person I actually want to know how things are with you and him is a good buddy of mine. I talk to him every now and then. The guy who was in Love Triangle with you, Wes. How are things with you and Wes now?
Oh, Wes is cool, man. Yeah, he lives kind of around in our area, and we've seen him a few times. He's always down to come out and have fun and kick it, and he's a real. I really enjoyed him on the show. Yeah, I thought he was one of the more down to earth and real people, and he continues to be that person to this day. So
him going off on you and Kayla, Ryan, that made awesome TV. That was amazing.
That was weird. I mean, you know, we both looked at it as, you know, a situation that had to do with figuring out this girl, not necessarily each other. We knew the situation was more about Kayla and what she wanted. So like, we never really had a too deep of a conflict. Like, but you know, even though we were competing, so I don't know. there's a lot of in that show. There's a lot of competition. It's like going from just challenges, the Are You the One challenges, which are kind of weak. You know, they're more about like getting to know each other than they are actual physical challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also you're competing for each other's love and attention, and so Wes and I were direct competitors, if you think about that. But I think he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. If you guys see him, let him know I said what's up. He knows who I am very well.
Yeah, for sure. Betcha.
I'm back. You can still ask him questions though.
I think that's about it. Morgan, do you have anything else?
Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Shout out to the person that said they're gonna powerbomb people in the face. I just read that comment on Twitter.
Yeah.
Too funny. They're referring to something that I put on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm
I just
definitely.
want to grab my first powerbomb in the face.
Yeah, that was a good one-liner. That was a good one-liner. I like that. I'm glad we finally got the chance to talk, Brittany. It was definitely a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do.
Thank you guys so much for having me, and I'm glad
hopefully we
can watching.
Yeah, hopefully we can do this again. It would definitely be a lot of fun. Where can the fans follow both of you guys on Instagram? Starting with Brittany. Twitter and Instagram, social media.
Starting with me.
Yeah.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Brittany_Baldi. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, Brittany Baldi. And I have a website, BrittanyBaldi.com, and up there I have a cool t-shirt for sale and a swim poster for guys. If you guys are interested, check that out.
It's hot.
It's pretty dope. And keep watching the challenge. I mean, you guys are going to be really surprised. Keep watching the challenge.
So.
It's a good season. You guys will like it.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Ryan?
Brophy. For me, everybody, you can follow me at Ryan Malady for everything. Just my first and last name, Ryan Malady, at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Stories, Vine, YouTube, email.
Yeah, keep posted.
Website, everything.
Not to jump in, but him and I are going to be working on a YouTube channel together, so keep posted. I think our first video should be going up next week.
Nice.
So him and I will be working on a project together.
Actually, one more thing. I don't know if you guys, I did a blog post a couple weeks ago, Battle of the Reality Stars Amazing Race. I don't know if you guys caught that. I paired you two together.
I did read that, actually. It's funny because I was sitting next to Tyler. We were actually at the movies together watching The Hobbit, and he goes, of course they put you and Ryan together.
Yeah. Do you guys? I know from talking to other MTV people, you guys can't do CBS shows, but if you guys ever got the chance to do it, would you guys be paired together for sure? 100%?
Does it involve money?
Absolutely.
Does it involve a camera crew following us around, recording our crazy shenanigans?
Amazing Race, dude.
Is it competition?
Always.
Always.
Yeah,
going across the world.
Good team.
Yeah.
I
think so. I think so.
Well together. We worked well together in the past, and now and in the future, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks both of you guys so much for joining. I definitely glad I was able to kick off my challenge interviews with you, Brittany. We've been talking for a while now, getting you on. And I'm glad we're able to do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, and keep watching the challenge and keep killing it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.